Hi everybody, hi again. This is Minutes 4 Minutes Gaming. Um, Checking out his Twitter feed and seeing that he posted the wrong title for his game for his stream again. The automatic streaming on Twitter is it's not quite there yet. Anyways, you don't care about that. Today we're gonna create Eldrazi's. And in particular. Um, We're gonna create card that use colorless, and I think it's probably gonna be colorless in abilities. I want to create colored card that have a colorless ability to them. I've been to the pre-release of Oath of Gatewatch. Was it 2 weeks ago? I think it was 2 weeks ago. It was not this weekend, and it was probably the weekend before. Um, and I love the colorless cards. They were really fun, especially the colored one that you can play as normal creatures, and then they have a colored activation for bonus power. I had a Dimir deck with lots and lots of colorless, which made it so that I didn't quite have it as a splash. I almost had it as a main color, or I had like lots of sources, lots of uses, and in my games, I swear, if I had 3, 4, 5 colorless, I was happy. There was always a ton of very powerful things to do with it. So I'm enthused. I want more of that. And also, happens that I misunderstood a contest that was going on in my Facebook group, and I created one for that contest. So we're gonna have a card. Ta-da! It's called Voidborn Replicator, and it is a 3/3 for 3, which is actually, now that I think of it, a little powerful for red, but at rare, that can happen. I do think that can happen. And his colorless ability is colorless, colorless tap. Put a token that's a copy of target creature you control other than Voidborn Replicator onto the battlefield. That token has haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of next end step, which is a good old Kiki-Jiki / Splinter Twin ability, but it has a mana cost for the activation, which makes it much harder to make busted. Um, so um, I'm thinking now. So I just got familiar with the infinite combo that's going to be in Oath of the Gatewatch, which is this creature for 6 that is 3/3 that comes with 3 Eldrazi's. And then there is a creature that's white, and for colorless, it blinks a creature, exile comes back. And there's an infinite combo. If you blink the creature that's a 3/3, it comes with 3 Eldrazi Scions. Then you sack the 3 Scions to use the ability again, blink the same guy, get 3 Scions, and you can have an infinite number of Scions dying, and you can use the death trigger to kill somebody with like Zulaport Cutthroat and stuff like that. Don't rely on this video to teach you all about it. There's a bunch of videos out there. You search for Oath of the Gatewatch Infinite Combo, you'll find it. It's very fun though. So the reason I'm saying that is I'm thinking, what could make this be an infinite combo? Oh no, never mind. What you need to make this an infinite combo, you need untap and a mana. And I was gonna say, well, if you copy an Eldrazi Scion, you get a mana, you can sack the Eldrazi Scion, make a mana, and do it again. But you still need your untap. So I don't think I need to protect the card against being busted any more than I did. I don't want this to be a Splinter Twin Kiki-Jiki type of card, obviously, because that wouldn't be a 3/3 for 3, and it wouldn't be an interesting card anyways. I want this to be a creature that can do that, and that uses colorless because it's a powerful ability. And using a colorless mana makes it so that you can reach a higher power of ability, which I think enables me to put it on a 3/3 for 3. It could be a 3/2, whatever. So I think it's fine. I just want to check one thing. I'm going to go on Gatherer right now and tell you live if Kiki-Jiki protects against target non-legendary creature, it's not non-token. Okay, so you can, which is also why, no, you can always copy the original. So yeah, so this card is there, it's staying, I like it. Now, what I think we could do, since we're gonna make more of those type of cards, I think we should try and make a white card. I have made a white. I have made two white Eldrazi's actually. Now that I think of it, I was gonna say I only made one, so I could make another one. But now that I think of it, I made a whole article about. I'm trying to find it. By the way, I should do that on screen. See? Ooh, this is, well, it's called Bullseye now. This is Ominous Gaming, Ominous Designs. I'm still not sure how to rebrand the entire website because I do have Bullseye. Well, www.bullseye.com is mine. Let's see. There you go. Yeah. So I made two Eldrazi's. Here's the twist. Those guys are white Eldrazi's, white creature with the void. What we're going to do today is a white creature with the void and a colorless ability. So that's fine. We won't clash too much because I do want to make various design. So so what I want as well is to since we're going to make a colorless ability, I want to make something very powerful. The whatever his name is, the guy who blinks creatures. Blinking is between powerful and very powerful. It's actually more on the very powerful side because you can do all sorts of combos. And on top of that, you can do it repeatedly. You can do 2 and a colorless and do it, which is very powerful. So we're going to try and do something very powerful too. I have two illustrations that are very cool. I have this guy that sort of makes me want to make an Eldrazi Angel, to be honest. And I have this guy who is similar. Oh, who is going to be very messed up to use on a card frame, actually. Which I could fix, I guess, because this is using the whole frame, right? So, yeah. So if I do this, it's kind of like not there at all. I could fix it though. So, what do we want to do? Do we want to go kind of majestic Eldrazi that quite obviously has something to do with flying, or do we want to do Eldrazi that looks like is reanimating something, which is really cool too? Like, look at this. You see it, right? Yeah. It's doing something to that person on the floor? Well, let's think of all the very powerful white abilities we can find. Very powerful to just powerful, I suppose. There could be reanimation. I do think that if we find a cost for reanimation that is non-conditional, just take this, reanimate it. This is white. Is it? That's not Linvala, is it? There is a creature in Battle for Zendikar that has landfall, is white, is an angel. Battle, yes. And this angel, that's Emeria, yeah. Okay, I don't know why. Oh, because Linvala, yeah. So Linvala is something else, but Emeria definitely is this. So whenever a land enters the battlefield of your control, you can return target non-land permanent. Oh, it's non-land permanent. Wow. From your graveyard to your hands. If that land is a plan, you may return that non-land permanent to the battlefield instead. So you can reanimate stuff big time in white. See, Um, it's funny because we tend to think reanimate is black, but if you make it reanimate no questions asked, it's a little more white. Depends, but at least nowadays reanimate is probably going to come with a downside to make it feel blacker. So I want to benefit from all the little details that I put in there, so I'm going to just copy this. Um, so white, whatever. Um, so I think we could make reanimate, but let's think for a second, see if we have anything better. Um, what's very white and somewhat powerful? Um, let me just make sure I have the chat handy. Yeah, there you go. I'm losing my colors. Like, I don't want to go for... I could go for gaining life, but gaining life, if you want to make it powerful, all you can do is gain a ton of life, and that sounds pretty boring. And yeah, gain life tends to go from really not that powerful to obnoxious. So probably not. That being said, you could do something cute. You could do something like whenever you spend colorless, again, a bunch of life. That could be a thing. That being said, I don't know if the rules really support whenever you spend mana. It would be more like something else. I don't want to be doing destroy. Well, I was gonna maybe we can do destroy enchantments, and um, I don't know if destroying damn it, my words. I don't know if destroying artifacts is gone completely towards red and green nowadays. I think he might be. Oh, come on, really? Hi, Lord Lingo. Wait, wait, Miss Frozen, really? It's red funny. And green nowadays. I think he might be. Well, I'm seeing the previous stream and he looks fine. Hi, Lord Lingo. Wait, wait, Miss Frozen, really? It's red funny. And green nowadays. I think he might be. Let me check on the actual stream. Looks fine to me. It's my face. Maybe my face is kind of frozen. That is very possible. Stream. Looks fine to me. Yeah, I'm seeing myself fine. You might have some lags. Hello anyways, and thanks for the warning. Hopefully this is your connection. I'm sorry about that, but hopefully it's not the stream that's messed up. So yeah, destroying enchants and artifacts could be a thing. Now I'm starting to think, what if we try and make something that's kind of pushed and kind of modern, slash maybe even legacy. You can always dream. You know, one of those hate bears. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, you let me know if you're still frozen. I checked on a couple of different streams and I couldn't see a problem, so I figured it seemed alright. I mean, worst case scenario, if it's only my camera, then it's fine. You just imagine me going like blah blah blah, and as long as you can see the rest of the screen, that's fine. So yeah, hate bears could be very interesting. Hate bears being like, there's a lot of hate bears that have flash, prevent people from drawing cards, or prevent cards from entering the battlefield nowadays, or prevent searching libraries. Oh man, this is exciting now. I kind of want something that's repeatable, right? Or, so there's two things. Either something that's repeatable, but hate at large usually is just either when it enters the battlefield or all the time. Like spells cost more, artifacts just die, can't search library, can't, etc. I just named all of them. Um, but you could do something like, when he enters the battlefield, you can pay a colorless, and that would kind of do both at the same time. And there's a couple creatures that do that. Although the Gatewatch, there's a couple creatures that say when enters the battlefield, you may pay a colorless. Now, I mean, the world is our oyster. What kind of hate do you want to create? The thing is, they're all kind of equal now. Like I can do, okay, I want something that's very good against enchantments and possibly artifacts, even though, like I said, I think it's not very white anymore. Um, and in that case, I could make it repeatable. But if I make one of those prevent from drawing, prevent from searching, prevent from entering without casting, etc., uh, you you kind of lose the flavor, I guess. It's just like, oh, okay, you wanted a hate bear. You're gonna do one of those again. Um, and I don't know how I can make this like a really cool looking card. Um, this is tricky. Also, for some reason, this is very this is very particular to me and arbitrary a little bit, but I feel like this guy is it's above 2/2 if it's a flyer. I mean, it's gonna have to be a flyer because it really looks like he's flying. I feel like it's not just a 2/2, so I could see it being 3/3 flying sounds like really really much, but it could be a 3/1. There's lots of 3/1 flyers in white. There are several at least. Also arbitrary, but lots of 3/1s are one white white, and I don't want to make an Eldrazi that's one white white. I don't want to expose that is more white than is colorless being an Eldrazi. I feel like that would feel bad. Um, but I mean, I think you could try and you could manage to make a flying. Yay! Looks like a monster from Cthulhu. I always forget if when you do two things like this, the second one, I guess no, it's a uppercase, huh? So we could do something like 3/1 flyer destroys enchantments when you tap it. Is that boring? Is that too powerful? Repeated enchant destruction. What I like is I like having a activate ability with Colorless because that's kind of what I've seen on or that's kind of what I like the best in those I'm just gonna put one um, in those creatures is creatures that are good as a colored creature, and then they have an extra ability that you can activate if you have a colorless and they do something fun. Um, so I like activate abilities for that. Um, I mean, we could go the original route too and go create a creature that says when I pay colorless and tap this turn, um, whatever kind of hate. So this turn, non-creature costs one more, probably not because it would only affect your opponent. But um, uh, this turn, players can search the libraries or search the top 4 cards instead. Or um, what was there? Oh yeah, this turn creature can enter the battlefield without being cast. Um, and that could be interesting because you would have to activate this guy instead of using it for to attack. That could make for a fairly interesting tension. Uh, but at the same time, it would also kind of break entirely the fact that it's a hate bear. So that's probably not a great idea. The idea of the hate bear is I'm here, I'm a creature that does damage, and also I hate something. I shut down a strategy, so you don't want to have to tap the guy and not being able to use them. So I guess I'll take that back. Um, oh, you know, it could be fine if I made this guy into a hate bear, and then you have a colorless tapped ability that says, well, actually, you can do that this turn. So you could say something like, um, you know, uh, well, it's going to be hard to word, but if you could say, uh, creature don't, people search the top 4 cards of the library instead of the library, and then colorless tap, this turn you can search your whole library instead. Um, I feel like the wording would be wonky for this one in particular, but actually the wording would be clunky for most of those, huh? Um, hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that's too bad. I kind of like the idea. Um, is there an ability, or could I just word it? So let's say I'm just gonna try for the hell of it. So I'm gonna go. I don't really remember, but I think Hushwind is. Hushwind does what? Hushwind does. Oh boy. Simple search. That's a thing, right? No, it's not. I forgot most of those names. Creatures that do that. I thought the Griffin was. I don't even remember if it's in Origin or in Cans or something like that. Damn it. Damn it. Flash. White. Flying. We're gonna get there. CMC3. Somebody knows it. Well, text. Flash. Flying. Format. No, it's not the format, it's the color. White. Welcome to how to use Gatherer. Hushwing. Yep. Creature until the battlefield and cause abilities trigger. Oh, it's completely different. Okay. Yeah, I feel like it's not the most well-suited ability, is it? And Aven Mind Sensor. What if? So this guy would say that player searches the top 4 cards of the library instead, and then tap activate. Yeah, it's hard to name. It's hard to. I mean, I could say this turn. This turn, opponent can search the. Oh, it's only opponent anyways. So this guy doesn't even need an ability to stop it from happening. What does Containment Priest say? Containment. If a non-target creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile it instead. So we could do something like that. We could say, okay, the world needs more of that effect, and but we still need a wording that would say, this turn, ignore previous ability. Yeah, I guess that's annoying. Well, I really like the idea, but I don't know how I would make it work with the words. Words are hard. Words are real hard. Do I want to push and keep trying for a little bit? I could do it very, very clunkily. I could do, no, I don't. Well, No, it would suck. I would go like at the beginning of a keep, if there's a counter on this creature, remove it, and creature can enter the battlefield, blah 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 blah, and then Colorless tap. It doesn't even work. Well, anyways, you know what I mean. Like use a counter for it, but it's just ugly as all heck. Um. Okay. Well. Um. Let me see. So let me see what kind of effects there is in like death and taxes, for example. Um, death and taxes. So if you don't know and you've been wondering why I call hate bear everything, that's because of that. Non-creature spells cost one more to cast on a 2/1 flyer for 3. So we could try and do something like that. Even though this guy did not see any play. Also, if I want to pay a colorless to remove the ability, I better save. I better play two spells, two non-creature spells, and so it's also useless. Um, so Talia, Stoneforge. This is not the most frequent death and taxes, is it? I don't really. I already recognize all the cards. We have a bunch of artifact 8s in death and taxes. We could go. Oh well. I mean, Stoneforge. Kasai Pride Mage. So Kasai Pride Mage sacks to destroy. Mm. Um, what if that would probably be a little too powerful, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would be too powerful. I was gonna say something like a Fear Action Revoker ability and then a Blink for colorless, but if you can always change the target of your Fear Action Revoker ability, that's not just kind of nice. It's ridiculous. Stormforge Mystic, Mother Wounds, Beyond Crusader, Flicker Wisp, and there's no effect that I want to copy. And I mean, I'm thinking of my idea of destroying enchantments. If I do only enchantments, it's not great, I don't think. And if I do enchantment and artifacts, and I have it be repeatable, uh, it's kind of nuts, isn't it? And you kind of wonder why it's on a flyer. That being said, man, like creating a disenchant that exiles, because you know those guys, the Eldrazi's, they exile everything. Um, that's really fun. Like, what if I do this? Exile target enchantment. Um, hmm, it's kind of cool. I mean, exiling. So, what are the two sides of the spectrum? Is that exiling as many enchantments as you want? It's not It's not really busted at all, is it? I mean, it's guarded vintage, but there's no real there's no real format that just hates. Like if it was exile target artifact and you could exile all the artifacts you want one every turn, there's plenty of format that would just really hate that. Exiling several enchantments though, I think I might kind of like it after all. Um, I mean, it kind of does everything that we were looking for. It is still fairly powerful because all you have to do is tap your guy for one turn, exile target art enchantment. It's not there to bother you anymore, and you can keep on doing it. So it's cool. It is definitely not busted. It is still on the powerful side. It uses the exile. In limited, if you're lucky, you get some processing going. Though, in the end, it will probably only be a 3-1 flyer, so it probably would kind of crappy in limited, I guess. I mean, in Oath and Battle. Though I better tell you, I've been hosed by Dampening Fields, and there's a couple removal enchantment. That's I kind of wanted to play my Frail Cub in the end. Especially when you get a, well, I mean, it was Intuited Giant. Intuited Giant, sometimes you get a Dampening Field, and you're like, you just don't know what to do about it. Okay. I think I'm sold. I think I'm sold. Um, yeah, this is pretty much what I set out to do. I convinced myself that it was not the most fun to be making Exile Enchantment, but I feel like it's doing everything that we want. It's typically white, it's powerful, it uses the Exile, it's acceptable on a repeatable effect for a rare. Um, that's why I like it. Okay, I feel like it's gone for a little bit now. So, um, as usual, I will leave the naming and the little last touches. I'll probably resend her this image for offline because I don't want to spend an hour doing that. And I shall tell you that I will see you next time. That being said, let me check my calendar quickly. There's going to be some big events happening for me. I'm going to go on holidays for a couple weeks, and I am very busy these days. I have not figured out. I will be here next week. I will definitely be here next week, and then I might miss for a couple weeks. I don't know exactly what I'll do about that, but I'll keep you posted next week then. Cool, cool, cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed, um, and I shall see you um, in about a week now. All right. This was Ominous for Ominous Gaming's Ominous Designs on Responsible Gaming. I have problems of articulation, and still, I bid you farewell, and I will see you next week. Bye bye. Ominous Designs on